John Doe, a fictitious name used in legal proceedings for a male party whose true name is not known. It's a term you hear get thrown around a lot, mainly when discussing the corpse of an unknown individual. Most of the time, the identity of a John Doe is discovered sooner or later upon an autopsy. But in some cases, John Doe's identity remains unknown. Sometimes forever. On that note, one of the most interesting cases of a John Doe is the case of the boy in the box. Haven't heard of it yet? Well, sit down and take a listen. This one's a page-turner. On February 25th, 1957, college student Frederick Benosis discovered the nude body of what appeared to be a 4-year-old boy, wrapped in a blanket inside a baby's bassinet cardboard box. Curiously, this was not the first time someone had discovered the body. About 3 days prior to Benosis finding the body, another young man found the body when he was checking on his muskrat traps in this rural area. However, he never reported it because he knew the traps were illegal. Anyway, Benosis would then find the body, but actually waited a full day to inform police as he was spying on young women at the Good Shepherd School, and was afraid of the ramifications. After media caught wind of this case, and after flyers of the boy were posted literally everywhere, there was a storm of people trying to figure out who this boy was. Most articles that I could find online only really described the boy as having blue eyes, fair complexion, and medium to light brown crudely cut hair. His nails were noted as being neatly trimmed. He had deep bruises covering much of his body and face, and experts speculate that due to cold weather, the child may have been lying in the box between 2 to 3 days to 2 to 3 weeks. Police were confident that someone would report a missing child, but to their surprise, no one ever did. This would then force investigators to focus on the box the boy was found in. If you recall, the box was a baby bassinet box, which police identified as being one of 12 sold from a local JCPenney. They traced back almost all of them, but nothing came from it. Then, they proceeded to further the investigation by using the boy's fingerprints. But again, that only brought them to another dead end. After that, the case went cold. The boy was buried in a nearby potter's field, next to Mechanicsville and Dunks Ferry Road. His tombstone only read, "Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy." In 1998, mitochondrial DNA was extracted from his tooth, in hopes of potentially finding a DNA match, given the new technology. The case was reopened once more, but the DNA sequence was too small to produce any decisive match. An artist by the name Frederick Bender also threw in his 2 cents about the boy. He decided to make a sculpture of what the boy's father would have looked like, using the boy's features, in hopes of being able to find the father. Once more, nothing came from it. A couple years later, Bender made a statement that actually interested detectives still on the case. He said, "I'm almost certain that they've been missing the boat, because they've been showing a boy. And he is a boy. But the boy, I believe, was dressed as a girl." In short, he believes that the boy's guardians dressed him up to look like a girl. He pointed to the fact that some of the hair still attached to the boy's head was long, and the boy's eyebrows looked as if they had been plucked. Bender then decided to draw what the boy would look like if he were a girl. Sadly, that theory also led to another dead end. In 1998, the boy would be removed from his grave, and in a new donated coffin would be buried in Ivy Hill Cemetery. That same year, a website was also launched to keep the case alive. That website, by the way, is listed below if you want to go check it out for yourself. Who knows, maybe you might find something to finally crack this 60-year-old case. Anyway, as of today, the identity of the boy in the box has yet to be discovered, but the case is still open, should anyone make any new discoveries. This case is extremely interesting. Over the years, many people have tried their hardest to crack it. Even today, a good number of people are still looking into the boy's case. The case of the boy in the box has garnered a few books, a couple of documentaries, and many people, like myself, continue to report on the case. Unfortunately, Despite it being almost 60 years later, the identity of the young John Doe has yet to be discovered. With that out of the way, let me leave you with this little factoid. Did you know, every 40 seconds a child goes missing in the US? In addition, when a child goes missing, the first 3 hours are the most crucial in finding the child safely. Approximately 76.2% of abducted children who are murdered are dead within 3 hours of the abduction.